Okay. Okay, guys, in advance, the internet is a little laggy. It's a little spotty, so we might be going in and out. We might be going in and out. Great work on the Timmy Walls stuff. Thank you, Mr. Riley Joseph. I appreciate that. What happened to the hit out on her? LOL. Yeah, I know the hit thing did not happen. Yo, you guys got to let me know if you're here because we're having some latency issues, which is why we're a little delayed today.
So far, it's coming through clear.
Yeah? Base. What did you miss? Wait, what? Did it just completely cut out for you guys? Oh, no, we're back. This is bizarre. Yes, I do agree that we are Charlie Kirk and we do carry the flame. Odds that Tim Walz ends up resigning. I think he's going to get away with it. I like that you've escaped both right and left. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You sound pretty low, hard to hear. All right. Can I get a confirmation? Hey, what's up? What's up, old star? Can I get a confirmation if that is on everyone's end or just on someone's end? Oh, it's dropping all the frames. You guys let me know if you okay, it sounds fine, thank you. Are you guys having any stream problems or no? It says stream health is excellent right now. You can hear me easy, baller. Oh, thanks guys, there's 200 people here. It was saying there was no one here. I was like, I know that's not true. Okay, who is saying it's hard to hear? You know what? All right. Just in case, let me go to settings really quick. I'm gonna turn up just a little. Wait. No, I can't. This is as loud as we're getting, I think. How do I feel about cats versus dogs? Dogs all the way. Oh, it's so laggy. Bro, videos are goated. Thank you. I can just turn my volume up. Bass. Candace Owens is part of the Freemasons Club. I mean, the connections with her husband are interesting. We should all know, though, what has happened so far. Audio's fine. All right, I'm going to take the mod. Everyone else sucks. Rip Kirkinator. Thank you, 14 Music, 17 for the 5. Crusader is the man. Here we go. We are going to be looking up. Keep up the cool. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder if Erika Kirk... Candace, I want to see if Erika had posted anything, to be fair. You're a rare breed. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm not seeing anything from Erika's side, just Candace's, so... Yeah, I think we're just going to have to watch some stuff. Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing yet because I wanted to, you know, get your guys' honest. Wanted to give you guys my honest take. Timothy Mark, thank you for the 2. Your videos helped me to sleep. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you, my friend. I'm glad I could help you sleep, but thank you for the 2. All right. Oh, here we go.
80% of their companies to go bust in the early stages.
Let me know if this is too loud, you guys.
Stabbings. Okay, everybody, Shabbat Shalom. I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody back at home. Happy Hanukkah to our greatest friends and allies. And, you know, this is a good time to mention that Israel does have a right to defend itself. Tucker Carlson is Adolf Hitler. And TikTok does need to be purchased by the Mossad. It's just how I'm feeling today. I am not different. Maybe you are different. Welcome back to Candace.
Oh, that got me.
Okay, you guys are...
I will admit I heard that bit and it cracked me up, you guys. That cracked me up. And mostly Monoxide, thank you for the 10, my friend. Not as good as mod as Nox. Nox is a carry, I won't lie. He is a carry.
Crazy. You guys are absolutely
Let me know if it's too loud for you guys or not.
Crazy. The amount of people who attacked me for sending out a tweet being like, hey, I'm good, I'm alive. We had a very productive conversation. And they were like, she got the call. She got the call. She's betrayed us. She's doing something else. I can't believe it. This has all just been a show. Calm down, okay? What do you think happened? Erika said, stop. And then I was frozen for 4 hours and 30 minutes, just like, as they just put all of these talking.
I'm looking at the like recap that she put in the chat and in the bio, and I'm like, all right, for real, you have an hour and 15 minutes, and all you talked about were like 4 things. We needed more info than this. This should have been recorded. We should have known more about this. We're gonna go through it anyway. From Purged TV 2757. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Crusader is a liar. He isn't the best mod because he smells. And his 2-minute on Purge is the best mod. For the record, I'm not actually bullying him. I know the show seems like a big fat trust me so far, but we're gonna go through it. We're gonna see what happens. Yo, Cooper, are you afraid you're gonna get kirked? I won't lie. I don't like standing near windows because it has come to my mind.
Hockey.
Also, the amount of hate I've gotten on the Timothy Walls videos, dude. I've gotten more dislikes on the Timothy Walls videos than videos that are like 4 times that size.
Points into my head. That is not what happens. I keep telling you guys, I am not governable. I am basically akin to Kanye West. I never felt more seen than when he tweeted a lot of years ago, just fired my manager because I realized I can't be managed. That is me. That tweet right there, I was like, oh gosh.
Okay, the reason everyone's tweaking out, if you aren't aware, is because Candace met with her yesterday for 4.5 hours, and she said the following. She said something like, I thought she tweeted out last night, right? Oh, I guess not. Wait, what? Dude, she literally went and said all right, hold on, 4.5, maybe like that. I'm not governable. Sounds like something someone would say if they were governable. Yeah, for real. Hey, 14 Music 17, frick you, Knox, and Purge. I gave Coop more of my hard-earned coin clippings. Thank you for the 10 and the crazy reference. And Baganda Blunt, thank you for the 10 as well. Wow, you guys are cray-cray. I appreciate that. Candace is based. Happy birthday, Mike. Coop, you are our favorite African-American small business owner, and Joe is best mod. I'm so honored to be your guys' favorite African-American small business owner. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is a hilarious message. Hopefully it's not too low res for you guys, by the way. Let me know if it is. We're doing the best we got with the internet we got. Okay, am I not wrong that she said this, that she sent out this tweet about met with Erika Kirk for 4.5 hours is what I thought she said verbatim. Where's Paul at with the $500 donos? Dude, you know what, Chase? Let's text Paul. Monoxide's asking for him. Let me text Paul. Is that fine or no? Are you using the phone?
I realized it.
No, you're good. You can send Paul a text. We'll ask him. Who's her husband? All right, that is a good question. We are going to get back to this. This isn't a Candace video, and I want to meet Candace before I suggest anything because I don't want to just throw Fed accusations out. But her husband is a very interesting rabbit hole. It's a very interesting rabbit hole. Okay, where's the tweet at? Because it wasn't shown. Okay, here we go. Wait. I want Candace's tweet though. Okay, here we go. Can I just like view on? Thank you. Assuming all of your work is true, what should we do about it? You know, that is a great question, and that is a question I cannot answer on this platform. That should give you a hint about what I think. I think the solution is going to be a lot of poo poo pow pow. Chase is laughing at me. Erika Kirk, this is the tweet. Erika Kirk and I had an extremely, or I'm putting Kirk in there, but Erika and I had extremely productive 4.5 hour meeting that I think we both feel should have taken place a lot earlier than it did. Then why didn't it? You guys are, you know, besties with the same dude. Something should have happened earlier. Of course, this sounds like such high school drama, but I mean, we are talking about, you know, hundreds of millions of views and countless dollars and a life, obviously. So we're going to go through it anyway. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. Based on what I've heard there so far, I wanted to save it for you guys. I don't think that there was much intel shared. I will, of course, have a full rundown for you all tomorrow as I'm currently exhausted. But I wanted to quickly let you guys know that absolutely nothing was held back. Yeah. And the immediate result was the thawing of tension. Sorry, guys, I struggled with that last sentence. All right. I had a hard time listening to Candace after hearing her say legitimize multiple times in stream, LOL. I have been curious, because I have noticed that too. She likes to state a lot of things as facts when she doesn't back it up with whatever evidence she has. Let's continue though. Oh yes, and someone was asked about her husband. We will get into that.
Gosh, yes, Kanye, that I get this. Okay, nobody is changing their mind.
Chase, you're laughing at me, but someone just donated, hey, AMM 100. Thank you for the 10. Poo poo pow pow. Thank you for the 10. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. 14 Music 17. Thank you for the 5, my friend. The government is all high school drama. That's why you should vote for me. I'm a former high school bully trying to relive my prime. Based comment. And thank you for the 5.
Find anything. How ridiculous would it have been if I'm doing all of this, investigating, asking all of these questions, and then Erika Kirk offers to answer some of these questions, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go. I can't betray the people. I don't want any answers to the questions. I just want to ask them. No, this is the entire reason we are doing this. We've been looking at the situation going, why can't Turning Point USA just answer basic questions? And I can tell you guys that yesterday, for 4 hours and 30 minutes, there were no rules. They said you can ask us any question that you want, anything that's on your mind, which I appreciated. And some of you guys are thinking, who is they? Who is they? It's the
I just doubt that it was like that.
Jews, obviously. Just kidding. It's Justin Strife. Justin Strife was in the room, which is Justin Strife.
See, I don't know who these people are. Like, I hear these names, and I'm like, what is this drama? That's not how you spell that name. I'm just curious, because she made a joke about it. I'm just curious. Everyone is a fat alien dress cook now. Thank you. There is a rumor circulating about him. Just because she made that point.
Justin Strife and Erika. George joined me just for the beginning portion of the conversation because he had that thing going on that I told you on the 15th all day. He was in a conference. And then I brought my cousin Mia, the one that has a really bad attitude. I just bring her there for vibes. I think it just confuses people. They're like, I don't understand what's this person doing here. And the reality is she's like always just listening to Cardi B music. But she's my cousin and I always have her around. And so that was it. She was kind of sitting a little bit away, but at the table, it was really just the 4 of us until George left. And I will be honest, I did not know what to expect going into the room. I did not know if they were going to be open. I didn't know what Erika's energy was going to be like, if it was going to be more of an argument, if there was going to be legal threats. You guys were telling me not to drink water, so I didn't drink water. Well, I brought my own water, but I didn't drink that water too. There's a lot going on, okay? And the conversation started with Justin Strife very sensibly.
Someone asked about the other shooters. All I've heard so far, I listened a little bit ahead on the drive home, was that the lawyers had no more information than what we've been given, at least allegedly. Which, I mean, if Erika's an op, she definitely knows more, but there you go. Rush Hour, maybe Men in Black.
Saying, what are we looking to accomplish here? Like, what is the actual aim of this conversation? And he was pretty clear, and Erika was very clear, that they were sort of most upset with what obviously a bit of a fever pitch, what I tweeted, that it was a godforsaken company and people should not give money to it. And I have to own that. That's aggressive. That is actually aggressive in the retrospect. I was very frustrated.
No, I think that was kind of on point.
And I don't know, I felt like we weren't getting any answers and there were so many lies. And then I was getting attacked for asking all meaningful questions that was within their capacity to answer.
So, like, here's my problem. We have no evidence of this. Everything that we're going to be told, it's kind of following in the theme of Candace is going to say it. This is no shout out Candace if she sees this. But it would be nice to have the receipts and not just opinions. So I just don't know how to take this. You had a 4.5 hour conversation. I mean, it takes me like 30 minutes to talk about a 5-minute conversation I had where there's gossip and tea. I didn't say those words. No one quote me on that. I couldn't imagine what it would take for a 4.5 hour conversation after the fatal shooting of someone's husband who's also your best friend. Really, this is all you got for me is like a 4-section yap session.
And I told you, I definitely, my problem in life is that I can rise to anger very quickly. I shared with them that I really felt like I was under attack for telling the truth from the very beginning, like casually when I mentioned the Catholicism thing. Like, what was that about? I was like, look, I say something in a tribute to him. Alex Clark and Andrew Colvett then jump onto a podcast and they're doing that weird interview, which is clearly aimed at me. And they've teased the interview as like aimed at me, but they never say my name. And that to me felt like it was the first, the first bit of mud that was slung, their answer for that was, hey, that was a really crazy time. A new system had to be put into place. And by no means did Erika give any person the authority to go out and say that the Catholicism thing was a lie. It kind of turned into this big thing.
I'm playing at a 1.25x to get through all the pause points.
Whatever. Okay, that kind of obviously was not the meat of the reason that we wanted to sit down.
Never ever sue the other driver after a car accident.
I get these ads every time, bro.
Maximum amount you're owed.
I will say I was immediately refreshed by the fact that one of the first things that Erika did was she owned the lies, or rather, I guess they would cage it as miscommunications that were coming from various people at the company. Like, look, this is a company with 650 people that are employed. Everybody at this time is exceedingly emotional, and they are communicating, and no matter what somebody says on Twitter, they assume that this communication has come down from management, and that's not always a circumstance. But they owned right away, which felt great, that if you guys recall, Erika sat down with Glenn Beck. I actually missed this.
Like, the irony of this is, we were talking about everything she's saying, and sorry guys, I know the stream quality's not where we normally like it to be. There was a lot of talking in circles, that is fair, but the irony is, it's almost like she's talking about controlled opposition. She's talked about limited hangout where you give some of the information but not all of it. I don't know if she means to do this or not, but from my perspective, in this genre, she low-key seems like a limited hangout because she's telling us a lot of stuff we want to hear, but not giving us the facts, but not going the full length to where we think we need to be at. And those are my thoughts.
To this portion, because I didn't get to watch the interview in its entirety, and we were pulling clips because a lot was coming out very quickly, but there was a portion that was going around that was viral, and it was Erika saying that she had Charlie's phone and that Charlie never texted anybody the night before saying that he thought that they were going to kill him, and that obviously reflected poorly on me because I was the one who said that he did, in fact, text multiple people the night before. And then I went on Jimmy Dore on Friday, Jimmy Dore show, and I clarified. I said, Andrew Colvett told me specifically that he was one of the people that received the text message. So I got that first person. I didn't get that from a source. I got that directly from Andrew Colvett. And then somebody who had access to Dan Flood's communications said that Dan Flood similarly received a text message.
One fat pup. That is such an incredibly generous donation. Thank you, my friend, for the 20 gifted Coop memberships. That's phenomenal. What a baller. What a baller. What a straight baller. Yeah, this is why I'm working on a Kirk video. I'm working on 2 Kirk videos, one for each of them. And I was driving for like 5 or 6 hours, and I tried taking notes and listening through the whole Candace thing, but it's just tough because it's just the same circle and circle and circle and circle. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, what's going on here? All these people get to watch the extra videos now. Epstein and Charlie Kirk will be announced alive at Game Awards next year with Half-Life 3, and they're going to play with George Floyd. Trust me, Coop. There's a wild comment, y'all.
They owned that right away and explained. Erika said that she has Charlie's phone. She's looking at his iMessages, and it turns out that he, like everybody else, communicates on Signal. He communicates. Say who's got the footage,
I'm losing my
let's lock it
attention
down.
span
But it
here.
didn't make sense to me that Tyler Boyer lied about it. And I don't, like, there's patient privacy. You can't just call up the surgeon. And then Andrew Colvett replies and says, rest assured, I would not have posted without full permission. Now, he said he spoke to the surgeon, and they confirmed that Andrew spoke to the surgeon, but that they did not know that he was going to write that tweet. They did not know that he called up the surgeon. So, like, it very much came across to be like Andrew.
Hey guys, I'm really sorry. I know the stream is breaking like crazy.
Andrew was just flying by the seat of his pants. I don't know. Like, he was just flying dark on it. And I was like, that seems very strange to me, because why would a surgeon do that? Like, the first thing the surgeon should say is, I can't speak to you. I don't even know, in theory, Andrew wasn't even there when Charlie died. I don't even know why the surgeon even knows this guy, actually. Maybe he hung around after, but, you know, Andrew was not one of the people that got into the hospital or anything like that. So this is quite literally the PR guy who's calling the surgeon. And so that just seems very inappropriate for a person to do, period. And I would say it was kind of the beginning, but that was what I got from that. Now, obviously, we discussed the security. I brought up Brian Harpole, this interview with Sean Ryan, and I think we can believe Turning Point when they say that they did not approve of this. They had no idea he was going on Sean Ryan. I think that's pretty clear. I don't believe he works there anymore. So that was kind of him, just getting out there and perhaps trying to rescue his own reputation.
Okay, thank you.
And I think that only made his reputation worse, actually, because people rightfully sensed that he wasn't telling the truth in that interview, that he was being cagey, that he was saying things that didn't make any sense. Again, you constantly have these people that believe, like Brian Harpole, that with enough performance, he can sit down and you're just going to convince people that this is real. And this is just a different time. Like I said, these TikTokers are out of control. They will check you in 4 seconds, okay? Things that, the biggest piece of this that I want to communicate, and that I did communicate to them, and I hope that they took me seriously on this, or that, rather that they take my strong advice on this. I said One of the reasons why I really want to sit down is because I want to walk out of here and feel
Sorry, guys. This yap session. We're going to skip ahead till when she starts getting into more of the evidence.
you need to do lawyer. Okay, that's a cheerleader. That's not a lawyer. A lawyer, even if you should 100% win, should be telling you the risks here. You know, I feel good about this case. Like, let me talk real to you. I feel good about this case, but here's where things could go wrong. I want you to understand those risks that are involved. We don't have this yet. We don't have that yet. And especially given what I told them, which is your lawyers, or the investigators rather, not their lawyers.
I know, I know. 14 Music, 17, she hasn't said much. That's why I'm trying to skip through.
They're not the ones investigating. It's the state of Utah that's investigating. They have not called the one solitary person, as I told you guys, who filmed as he was on the roof. Remember the guy that's like, oh, there's somebody.
Sorry to interrupt again, guys. The Tarek Ellinger is talking about how she's saying that DPUSA doesn't have anything more than we have, which, yes, would mean if that's true, they don't also have any evidence of Robinson ever firing a shot.
On the roof, and he sees him crouched down. I said, I spoke to that person, and his testimony would be devastating to your prosecution. He saw the person on the roof. He filmed the person on the roof at 12:23 p.m. and he did not see that person take the shot. And this is not some random student. This is a guy who trains people to shoot guns at a range. He knows guns, okay? He said what he.
All right, there's got to be something more in here. All right, maybe this is something.
Okay, take a listen.
So I was not.
If we don't get something out of this, we're gonna have to start asking questions about Candace. Is kind of where I'm getting at.
with Mikey, or I don't remember being with him. I think I was ahead of him as we left. And then we get out, and I run for, can't have been more than 15 or 20 seconds. And then I realize there hasn't been another shot, so the shooter has likely been detained or stopped or something, not in immediate danger. I pause, I look around me, and I see Mikey. And I see Mikey there. And truthfully, I will never forget what I saw, because I've seen Mikey almost every day for the past 2 years. I know his personality very well. He's a very bubbly guy. He's a very happy guy almost all of the time. And I'll never forget what I saw, because it was clear in the moment that he was profoundly freaked out. What I'll always remember is the way his lip was quivering, which I'd never seen before. And you very rarely see from someone that he was freaking out. And then I think he literally said to me, I might be imagining this, but I think what he literally said was, he was looking around, and then he says, I need to call Erika. And then he takes his phone, and he begins calling Erika. And I don't want to disclose how that call.
Yeah, you're good. Well, like a weird thing to brag, like that's not like some flat. Like, I don't even get what this guy's getting at. He's like, oh, it's so impressive he made a phone call.
Folded, but he did that. Your mind extends all of this, but that is happening within a minute of all of this occurring. I remember he calls Erika. Around the same time, I pull out my phone and I call my mom just to say, hey, Mom, there's been a shooting. You're going to see it on the news. I'm okay. Pray for me. I've got to go. And I remember that call.
I'm kind of curious if anyone else in the comments is pointing this out on her comments. It's a big club and we aren't in it. Didn't someone say that sunlight is the best disinfectant? For real. I thought you were fighting for Charlie, your friend, and for the truth, but if you really were, you would not have met with them in private because there is no Dang, dude. These are getting that's like 10,000 likes on a comment. And why in the world would you share intel with liars? For real. All right, what does it have here? I mean, low key, it is a little bit low for who she is meant to be in terms of likes to view ratio. It's a big club, we're not in it. And confusing inflated. At 41 minutes into this video, genuinely thought I might have missed something, so I went to the comments. What the heck are we supposed to believe anymore? So I comment that said to the effect, just get off your screens and go outside. And I'll tell you, that's really hitting right now. 4.5 hours of conversation, and we, the people, are still confused. This episode truly felt fake and gay. How ironic. The best part of this episode is the comments, as they validate. Okay, so we're not the only ones talking about this. I watched this live, as I do with most Candace streams, and the chat plus super chats were brutal. Way worse than before. Let's see. I wonder if she turned them off, because you can choose to have them on or off, right? Yeah, she chose not to have them on. That's wild. I always try and, unless I forget to click it, I always have it clicked to show chat replay, so everyone can see what we're actually talking about and what the people's reception is. So I find it odd. Crawling back into my cave, thought we almost had a real one. Man. Canada's intelligence agencies are a way of mocking us and showing support for the CIA. We learned absolutely nothing. Man, is she getting panned this hard on Twitter? I refuse to call it X. It's just such a stupid name. I don't like Twitter either, but come on. I wonder if she's getting panned like this. Look at her recent stuff. Is she plugging? Yeah. Sorry, hold up. I would play music, you guys. Let me know if you want it, but I know that's gonna get this whole thing tiddlywinked. Last time we got the whole stream, we had to edit so much of the stream out because it kept getting copyrighted for a bunch of different things. Is anyone commenting like, all right, let's just search straight up. I don't want to go like to Candace Owens. I want to go to comments about Candace Owens. People called it, man. They said that she was. He helped overthrow draconian laws. Okay, I have no idea what's going on in chat. I'm gonna put on some Spotify. Quietly. I'm in the middle of a push-up. Oh, I thought you were doing push-ups. All right, guys, here we go. Let me know if that's too loud, you guys. Let's go back to it. She was Mega's favorite conspiracist, then she dug into Charlie Kirk killing. Candace is wrecking. I don't think she's definitely. I definitely wouldn't say she's wrecking the Mega movement if there's even such a thing anymore. I would like to see a genuine Make America Great Again movement, but I don't think that's what we have. Candace Owens equals 107. Someone I've heard seen that number come up. Does that have like some significant meaning? It's like a cult. One time I'll tell you I noticed during the update is she kept glancing to the right very frantically. All right, let's watch. Let's see if we see that. Look for frantic glances to the right.
And around the time I put that phone away, and then he immediately calls his dad. He calls Rob McCoy, and he says, "Dad, someone shot Charlie. You need to call all of your pastor friends. Charlie was hit. We need everyone to pray right now." And that's what he told him.
Okay, so that's just not right. And so when he says, I might be imagining this, for I'll never forget, followed by I might be imagining this, probably means that maybe you forgot and like you really could be imagining. Now, for me personally, I think the normal physiological response in these high adrenaline situations for most people is you lock in. They're literally your body, when it goes through something, when it's terrified and it's going through like sort of like you are.
I doubt she's like looking off to the side because someone's there that isn't normally there, but there is a chance that she really did get opped when she was in there. I used to like Candace Owens, but what happened to her? Love that clip. Landman nailed it. Candace Owens has lost her grip on reality. Why does Candace Owens have 240,000 people watching her? I have noticed that. It's like, okay, phenomenal. I love when people are questioning the narrative and getting a ton of views for it. At the same time, you were getting huge algorithmic push to have 240,000 people watching you. For reference, on a channel my size, I have 1% to 1.5%, which is a little bit above average, people with bell notifications. So you're telling me she has a 10% bell notification rate, and she's getting every single one of the people to go and click so that they know that she's live? Like that's pretty insane. Like the data on there is wild. You're very quiet. All right, that is the IQ. I've heard that from like a couple of people. So let me know if that's true. Oh, all right. Candace Owens has truly lost her mind. Man, these are all like happening right now. All these tweets. Live on Rumble. He's such a fed, bro. I mean, Nick Fuentes saying someone's dead is crazy, man. Like, that guy is such an op. Oh, man, someone's gonna get mad about that. You made me sick befriending that psycho. Wow.
They didn't know that they were buying it from Israel.
Who did they buy it from, or think they were buying it from?
We have an incredible
What are we watching, bro? Yeah, I have seen that where she has like hundreds of thousands of people waiting. I mean, 2.2 million views in 5 hours. That's insane. Put the phones aside, put the phone down, go outside. Man, if this is like, people were really hyped on Candace too. I'm not convinced on Candace one way or another yet, but this is not a good look. My concern is though with the trial stuff, by the time it's been what, 10 months from the event to trial, like Come on, you could generate all the evidence you want there. I mean, you could generate, because who knows what kind of tech the government has. You could generate footage to make it look like Tyler Robinson was there at this point. So that's why you can't ever have a closed trial anymore. It's going to come back to legit, like, why do people say Nick is a Fed? Because he didn't get arrested at J6 when all the other people did. The only people who didn't get arrested then were Feds. So yeah, I think that's part of it. Also the whole Catboy thing, the questionable relationships, what the name Fuentes is historically and what that means. Oh man. His family's from the Iberian Peninsula. Yeah, I have 9+ on everything. She was paid to shut up. I doubt it. She was paid. If we're saying that actually happened, she wasn't paid. The other thing that has intrigued me is when you look into Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer. George Farmer. Freemasonry. All his crap and hypocrisy for real. Coop to a dive on Nick. I actually have a dive on Nick planned. Didn't get arrested at Charlottesville either. I didn't know that. Let me screenshot that for later. Thank you. Someone's repeating their comment about my Walls video. Erika Kirk was at Owens' wedding. I did know about that. Here's one that I want to do that really intrigues me. This might end up being a Patreon video first, or a channel membership video first. But the connection between him and Andrew Tate, although I also thought the whole trafficking thing with Andrew Tate was made up, but I don't think it is anymore. Because basically, the only reason I don't think it's made up anymore is because he's admitted to it. I'm like, all right, dude, that's insane. Like, I never liked the guy, but I was like, all right, maybe they're lying about him because he's speaking against the machine. No, I think he's just as much part of the machine. George Farmer, co-founder of Palantir. Seriously? It's like at a certain point, you can't have that many relationships with people. What? Actually? Is that for real? Cat, that can't be for real. Drew Huntley's here. Represent. Who is George to meet, bro? It's like changing data on me. All right, so what's it? Maybe I misread and it's Parlor. There's no way there's no way. Someone's got to drop a link if that's true. Sumo Dog for real, bro. Yeah, no, Nick, in the groomer connection to Nick Fuentes, yeah, no, like, come on. All right, former Bowling Dog Club president George Farm. What is that? That's definitely some like weird British crap. Nick's a Fed. That's how you lose credibility, man. All right, bro. Bowling Dog Club. I know, but I want to know what the bowling. All right, we're gonna go to the wiki. A private dining club. All right, well that much I knew. Well, when they say private dining club at Oxford, all right. Let's find like a more reputable here. Right off the bat, I'm getting Masonic vibes. All right, so this one's already comparing it to that. How do I not know about Nick in Charlottesville? I haven't done a ton of research on the guy, to be fair. Let's go to the Gentleman's Journal. Let's see what they do. the world's most infamous gentlemen's dining club admitted that it failed to attract sufficient membership applications. Dude, all right, what on earth is this? What do you guys do, though? All right, whatever. President George Farmer knows self-described pimp Andrew Tate from before he dominated the internet's algorithms as a tough guy with a big mouth. I've known Andrew for many years. I've known Andrew since before Andrew was Andrew. You know what I mean? I've known Andrew since before he was famous. I guess Andrew's a great guy. He really is, and he's a wonderful guy in many ways. All right, I would never describe Andrew as a great guy. Go on. Andrew Tate has openly told everyone who would listen online he made his fortune from prostituting women, which is true. He pretended to fall in love with before entrapping them into a life of sex work through violence and intimidation, which is also true. I learned, like, he admits this. This isn't even crazy. He's a dark character, obsessed by materialism and demeaning. All right. Who's hated by Piers Morgan? Who's been entertained by Piers Morgan? I mean, Piers Morgan is just an idiot. All right. My dad was yeah, I've read this one. All right. Trafficking of minors. This is a good friend of Candace's husband. I don't know if he kissed the wall with the hat on. That's a great question. Tate was released from house arrest by Romanian court on January 14th, 2025. Pending the outcome of a criminal investigation, he's facing allegations of trafficking minors, intercourse with a minor, and money laundering alongside his brother Tristan. Both have denied the charges. So what's a toff like Farmer doing hanging around with a crook like Tate? What have these two been up to? George Farmer's net worth is estimated at 170 to 230 million pounds. Not as bad for a guy who read theology at Oxford. Who knew Bible study could be so profitable? Andrew Tate's net worth varies wildly from 11 million pounds to 700 million pounds. I don't understand where Andrew Tate got his wealth from. Kickboxing doesn't pay that much, and being a pimp doesn't pay that much. And I mean, he's not making $400 million online. Please check her out tomorrow. Final episode on Candy drops tomorrow. All right, I'll have to glaze that. Thank you. Expose Candy at Rotting Jewels. Fine guy to get 3 months free. The 35-year-old mother of George Farmer's wife made the cut sign to his wife when she brought up Tate during a show. Really? All right, bro. Show me. That is hilarious. It says more people are watching on YouTube's end than on my actual data end because it's just so behind. Look out behind you. All right, bro.
It's taken me 6 years to book this next.
I wonder if
guest.
someone
Very
points it out in the
difficult person
comments.
to book, but I made it happen. George Farmer, welcome to Candace.
Hi, honey.
How come it's taken? Why do you never come on my show? I try so hard to get you on the show, and it's been 6 entire years since you've done that.
All right, what about?
You know, your skills are in front of the camera. Mine
Yeah.
are behind them.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I like to let you do your thing.
I hosted Andrew Tate. I want to say it was a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, but he similarly said, I pressed him on why he left Christianity.
Yeah.
And the answer he gave, which was very interesting for me to consider, was he basically said Christianity became weak. And you are drawn to it at I would say rather, it's very young, 13 years old, but so that's how you are. And when did you make the decision, I'm actually going to study this at Oxford? Like I actually want to continue this pursuit.
All right, does someone want to late, like, come on, man. Let's, okay, here we go. Okay, blackmail. Let's look for that. I want to see if this is real. Yes.
Has blackmail on you. It's just like,
Top G.
where did the top G's
Top G's got blackmail on
you?
me.
They're like, this is why, I'm like, what is anybody ever talking about? I can count, I literally think on 5 fingers how many times I've even met Andrew Tate. 2 of them were the times I was interviewing him. Once at the Trump Hotel, I think it's 4. I think the total number is 4. Yeah, it's crazy. And so they think that they've developed this.
All right, I mean, he could be joking, but also I do get why people are so sus of that. All right, so Candace laughing. It's not like George Farmer is holier than thou, despite his efforts to put on that image. The pair bat off. All right. The lies to protect Andrew Tate. This is an interesting person to be that close to. I'm not going to lie. There's still plenty of proof that Tate was still... All right, I have read this article. It gets pretty deep, but let's continue. Candace, along with Tate, repeat over and over that Tate has stopped having anything to do with pornography 10 years ago. That'll make it 2013. That's provably false. There's plenty of proof that Tate was dealing in this stuff up until, with financial records showing $3 million from webcamming in his brother Tristan's account. Funds were still coming in as of late August 2022. Whoa. Second lie, Candace claims that Tate's Romanian criminal case began in 2021. As already proven in the screenshot above, Tate's charges, and shown in the video below, they go as far back as 2016. Candace and Tate continually state that Tate's videos teaching and admitting to grooming women into pornography have no bearing or interest in the current case. That's just not true. Getting in the club is a lot of work, yeah. Candace Owens portrays the Tates as the victims of a calculating young woman with a track record. I mean, she could be calculating. The sham marriage, I don't know, man. It's just so bizarre. And this is one that gives me such a problem because you hear about Candace and then you're like, man, you hear about who she's friends with, who her husband's friends with. I mean, if I had like a self-admitted sex trafficker in a photo with me, that would not be up on my wall. And that is Candace's husband. They also got married after, what was it, like 3 days, and it was online or something like that. I don't know. I wonder if this is true data. I mean, even if 60% of her claims are on the wrong continent, let's just be 100% honest. That's still 40% is bizarre. I don't even want the shorts, bro. Just let me see the data.
On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at Utah Valley University. Police say they have the shooter. There's a confession, DNA, and Egypt to Israel to France, the United States to TPUSA to Charlie's murder. This entire web rests on one claim, that these two Egyptian planes tracked Erika Kirk 73 times. To support it, Candace said she used Flight Radar 24 and showed a spreadsheet on her screen. I screenshotted that spreadsheet and rebuilt it line by line. She says she verified everything using Flight Radar 24. So I did exactly what she claimed she did. I bought the Flight Radar 24 business subscription, the same one she says she used. Then I went further. I purchased a $950 3-year flight log from FlightAware to independently verify every entry. When you compare what the planes are actually doing to what Candace claims they did, the results aren't close. 66% of her location claims are wrong. And in 60% of the cases, the aircraft is on an entirely different continent. She has devoted much of her last 21 episodes to tying Charlie Kirk's murder to an international conspiracy.
Someone asked how I could say Nick is a Fed and Candace isn't. I mean, Candace could be a Fed. I'm just very confident Nick is. So I'm not totally saying she is or isn't yet. There's just enough evidence that, I mean, it's basically a given that Nick is.
Centered on these two aircraft.
Egyptian plane, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military plane, Egyptian planes, Egyptian plane, Egyptian planes, Egyptian planes, Egyptian military planes, Egyptian planes.
Candace claimed a source contacted her DIA hotline, alleging Egyptian passengers were escorted off one of the planes in Wilmington, Delaware by federal agents into a building housing the FBI, DOJ, DHS, and Secret Service. She presented this as evidence of U.S. government collusion.
I think we just want to know what he did wrong, okay? Because that email, that checks out. Yeah. Secret Service, the FBI,
Okay, she's an actress. Oh, I did see this actually earlier. While we're here. This is what someone's saying about Candace being an actress. Candace, music video. This is going to be a bad look. It's not a great look for Candace, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, not a great look for Candace Owens. In 2008. Here you go. Oh. All right, that's gonna get me copywritten. I'm curious if anyone's tried to deny if that's her or not. It also is ironic. I do have to wonder if this whole intro, if it's like, It would be crazy if it was meta where we think she's making fun of the people who are claiming these things, but she actually is legit on that side. Where were we at before this? We were looking into this guy's stuff, if I can find it. Thank you.
The DEA being involved, why this plane, the quote-unquote Egyptian plane, lands into Wilmington, that checks out.
She publicly questioned Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, and Joe Kent, suggesting they knew about this conspiracy and were covering it up.
I think we know why Kash Patel is out, right? I mean, I read this, checked it, verified it, and I just want to know why, Charlie. I want to know why the decision was made.
That is actually a really, I mean, you're putting yourself down way too much, Jackson Nelson. That's a great comment. Thank you for that. Jackson Nelson 714 says, Coop, I don't know if you'll read this, but I love your content. Thank you, Jackson. I just need a thesis, a summary, anything to tie it all together. My little pea brain can't handle all the details. I need a summary. I like the summary idea, and you don't have a pea brain. It's just everyone's brain works differently. Thank you for that, and I will start doing that. I appreciate you.
To murder Charlie Kirk, a decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends.
She suggested TPUSA knew about the planes and tried to kill the story.
There are good guys everywhere. You know, lightness is always fighting darkness. And I received an interesting tip from a Fed that I'm going to share with you now that might be relevant. But Turning Point USA put in a personal request to try to get the Egyptian plane story killed. You know, and I find that to be very interesting. What is it about these Egyptian planes that Turning Point USA didn't want them to be discussed? I don't know. But I am going to find out. I think we kind of have found out in a weird, really effed up way, actually. It makes my stomach turn.
She claimed Israelis, Zionists, and the U.S. government panicked when she mentioned them.
I can tell you that right now in government, there is real panic. There is real discussion happening.
It is ironic. You are right. FP Izano 03. They do seem to all, so many of them, be actors previously.
Regarding the Egyptian planes, it is 1,000% legit, and it caused a lot of panic. And we're getting a lot of phone calls now from people telling us it has caused panic.
And that Israel censored her TikTok videos about the planes.
Speaking of the unique relationship between Egypt and Israel, TikTok is hitting us for videos talking about the Egyptian planes. That's very strange. Israel's moderator served in the IDF, we know, and Bibi wants TikTok secured for Israel's future. Why do they care about Egyptian planes that were there? It's kind of coming together. There's a picture here that's coming together.
She linked the planes to France through Satis, a French aerospace company operating in Wilmington.
Now I consider Satis, which according to our source, our well-placed source, is front, right? Suddenly this French company comes in and leases a hangar for only 2 years, okay? And immediately this becomes a location where our Egyptian military plane is going to land in Wilmington, Delaware. I don't think we can reasonably ignore that odd French company.
Yeah, to see you in Valhalla one, for real. Love your videos, Coop, and greetings from Costa Rica. Might be your first fan from here, ha ha ha. Hey, thank you, Franco. I am glad to have you. And I appreciate you. Shout out from America to Costa Rica. Really love Costa Rica. Went there as a kid.
In Delaware, now that our source proved to us that it certainly wasn't established to provide any maintenance to those Egyptian planes, and it was more than likely a front for something else, we should address that. Because I know that many of you guys are wondering whether or not Charlie's assassination was meant to distract us from the Brigitte Macron investigation. And rightfully so. That is a fair question. Where was Brigitte Macron on the dates that Egyptian plane was from 9/4 through to 9/11? Where was Brigitte Macron?
She further claimed Israel was connected because an Israeli firm is the second largest shareholder in Satis.
The second largest shareholder for Satis is Israel. Yeah, it's an Israeli firm based in Tel Aviv.
Now here would be the real meta, you guys. If Israel is involved and everything we think is true, except for these facts that are being given are totally made up, and that's why we have a lack of receipts to throw us off the scent. That could be the only thing I could think of at this point if Candace is legit wrong about what she's saying. I would not have expected that. This is not where I thought this stream was going to go.
Based in Tel Aviv.
When you compare Candace's claims to the actual data, 66% are wrong. 39 of the 65 verifiable entries place the plane on the wrong continent. She says the planes are tracking Erika. The aircraft are thousands of miles away. These are not minor errors. They're continent-level inaccuracies. They collapse the foundation of her theory. But there's a deeper problem. Candace provides no verifiable evidence for Erika Kirk's location. No timestamps, no travel records, no photos, nothing. Her entire overlap model depends on data the public cannot verify, and that she herself cannot independently confirm. If her flight data is wrong 66% of the time, the real error rate for the supposed overlaps, once you account for Erika's unverified locations, is likely above 90%, which means the overlaps aren't real, and without them, the conspiracy collapses. And there's zero proof these planes ever tracked Erika. Not once. The story collapses the moment you check the receipts. Charlie Kirk's murder is a tragedy. 2 children lost their father. A wife lost her husband. Millions lost someone they admired. And instead of honoring that, Candace Owens built a global conspiracy around his death. A patchwork of anonymous emails, wild...
All right, now here's where I disagree with this guy. He seems like a Fed now, is because there is clearly something amiss. If you just go back to the original story in the shooting, something is wrong. But just because Candace, and this is what I think is happening, is putting out potentially incorrect information, does not mean that the original theory of something being wrong is incorrect. On monoxide, you said earlier about Paul. I'm texting him right now. 66% rolls eyes. Yeah, I mean, what, 33x2? Also 666,
Wild
the
speculation. It's
numerology.
insinuation, stitched together around a fraudulent spreadsheet. It's insane. She's accused innocent people of murder. She's accused Charlie's closest friends of betraying him. She took the people Charlie loved most, the people he built TPUSA with, and she taught millions to vilify them. She's been strawmanning the case against the man who's most likely responsible for Charlie's death, Tyler Robinson.
All right, now this is just Fed slop. I would never say that Tyler Robinson is the most likely one. The story doesn't make sense. Gun in the pants, bro. Ugh. Just a pure coincidence, Erika attended the wedding. Yeah, I know. If you went to someone's wedding and your husband was best friends with this person, you would think they would have talked already. Maybe they did, and that's part of this whole thing.
Knows that it's not worth living life that way. My whole spirit would be corrupted. I couldn't do it. I struggle with people that can do it. I struggle seeing people who have so obviously sold their souls on the internet. It's very frustrating to watch it. Central 848 writes, Candace, please look into the possibility that Charlie was electrocuted and that the hole in his neck was made by the currents passing through his necklace and out of
There's no one who actually thinks that. I cannot believe there's no way.
his throat. The images of his charred hands are conclusive and compelling. Please, for the love of God, look into this. I did watch that video that Baron Coleman put together. First and foremost, I want to say Baron Coleman has done some incredible work, and I actually told him that we should get together and collaborate because I had watched a video of his where he was building on Camp Huachuca, and he made me notice some things. So then
It's like trying to do a real investigation, but it's a movie or a dream. You are so right, Crazy Casey. Although someone's saying Candace fatigue, but apparently not. There's 2.2 million people, unless we're going to assume that those are bots, which is possible.
we started researching some other elements, and that's what we're going to move on to tomorrow. I can tell you definitively that's a weird camera angle. They do look charred in the photos that he showed, but I can tell you that his hands were not charred when he was buried. And so what you thought that like people were like, oh, this was like makeup and stuff. It was a very compelling theory. It just wasn't so. And I very much trust the person.
Bro, what? It's not a compelling theory. Oh yeah, Tim Pool is such a femboy though, on a real note. Alex Jones. Man, Alex gets crazy push these days. See, this is like the wrong response. We still need to call out the weird crap. Okay. Sorry guys, it's getting later. I have to be quieter so the people around. I'm not at home right now. Yeah, okay. That is a pretty funny meme. It is the unwavering trust, yeah. Paul, that's insane. Coop woke me up for this stream. It better be good, Paul. Thank you for the 100, Paul. Paul. I texted Paul, hey dude, people are asking for you on stream, and he goes, LOL, okay, and drops in with the 100. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, Monoxide was asking for you earlier. Coop, watch your older stuff. Okay, like what? Give me a reference so I can look into that. Laurel Canyon in the 60s. That is one I have heard of, and that is one I have on the list actually to look into, so thank you for that. 07, everyone. Paul, fair warning, the stream is lagging, I think, so because I'm not at home. So if there's a drop off, there you go. I can't tell how loud I am, my bad. I guess I have to take one of my headphones out. I'm being told I'm too loud. Hey dude, I love your pasta door videos. They were some of the most genuinely informative and well put together pieces I've seen on the topic. Do you believe it's real? I sure do. I do believe it's real, and there's something in the works, so I think you guys are going to really appreciate. There's a series in the works. That's all I'll say. There's a series in the works with another creator. We're going to dive back into that topic for you guys, but even deeper than before.
Recently, Candace said that Egyptian registered aircraft were following Erika Kirk, Charlie's widow, around for a number of years in different
Shout out
places
to
in the
Paul.
world. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard, and I just want to say that that is factually true. That's true. So that's like the one data point that I happen to know.
So then is this other guy lying? Who knows, man? You're fine. I'm about to give some memberships. YouTube randomly assigns memberships. Paul, thank you for the 5. You're a chat, and thank you for giving me memberships, man. I have not been in touch with Richard Groove. Don't sell out, dog. Hey, don't worry. Dude, I know there's a lag issue when the viewers spike for like 100 in each direction. I'm blessing good Lord, can you videos? All right, thank you for that.
To know is true. What does that mean? I have literally no idea. I can't even guess, but that's very, very strange.
And what is Egyptian? It could mean air.
Paul with the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. I'd be louder like I normally get when I'm not at home. So just thank you, Paul, so much for the 20. You're the lad, Paul. You're the man. You're the man.
Aircraft from Egypt, who knows?
I think that they were registered in Egypt.
Got it.
And but that fact is true. So recently Candace said that
just booted you off your phone. Sorry
Egyptian
about that, man.
registered aircraft were following.
I'm the conspiracy denier now. Yeah, they really did do Alex dirty with the SH situation, man. There is stuff to look into there. I haven't recommended it, but they took that and they'd use it to take advantage of it.
He says Candace Owens says her meeting with Erika Kirk was productive and says she is very happy.
I guess before we look into that femboy, Tim Pool, let's look at Erika Kirk. Coop, would you open to talking to Joe Kent? Yeah, for sure. I haven't found something with Isle to Penguins. Okay, let me screenshot that.
Ever happens to me, the first thing you do is call Erika.
So, dude, it's like, who even can tell at this point what's going on? Check out the moon landing episode of Candace's. Okay, I can do that. We'll do that right after this. All right, we'll go to Candace's moon landing episode.
All right, guys, let me give you a little scenario. Let's say you took your kids to Disney World, okay? Get back from Disney World. It was a great trip. You had a great vacation. And then one of your friends says, I don't think you actually went to Disney World. Did you go to Disney World? And you said, yeah, of course, I went to Disney World. And he says, would you swear on the Bible that you took your kids to Disney World? You probably say, yeah, you're being...
I actually have started this episode before. Coop, do I think Charlie Kirk is alive? No. We're all just happy little mushrooms, for real. All right, guys. I think I probably need to end the stream, right? Is it getting too late? I just know there's a bunch of other people here. Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, we have merch. Just putting that out there. 7 limited edition pieces for auction. Highest bidder gets it on the Discord. So make sure to check that out if you guys are curious. They are beautiful. Handmade. None of that Chinese slop. By my woman. They're beautiful. Toss me something. The red one. The red one right there. Either of the red ones, okay. Well, for instance, guys, if you can see this, we have, it's drip. It's drip. All right. Let me show you the back. There you go. Represent. Represent. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Trying to fit this in the camera here. I have to be all quiet. Am I an American? Yes. I was born in America. I'm not an Americanist in support of the government. Coop, you need I don't drink. I thought you said I don't need a drink shot. That'd be hilarious. A shot glass that says, I don't drink. His other island they don't talk about. Coop as a producer? No, I don't. Nice merch. Hey, thank you. Your girl is super talented and I love that one. Well, thank you, Who Caresses. I appreciate that. I totally agree. Cute merch. Oh yeah, Cooper's not AI generated. I like the sweatshop aspect. You're submitting her to inhumane conditions, right? Exactly. She doesn't get paid unless you guys buy it. We can grow people in 9 months so you can tell by their eyes where they've been programmed or replaced. That's interesting. I mean, you could argue that Huxley was just discussing what we live in now. Wait, some good YouTuber merch for once? W merch, hey, thank you for that. Go to the Discord and buy it. We're trying to do it with the least cost to you guys and to us by not going through another platform. Old Star, okay, Old Star, by the way, you sent me some hilarious Coop stuff earlier. Let me pull that up. And I just saw your message, Purge. I will do that for the next stream. Old Star is sending me some funny stuff. Let me mute this. This is from Old Star. Wait, why isn't it playing? Oh, I have this tab muted. All right. What's a Discord link? It's in the bio of my channel, and you can go over there, and then that's where we're just discussing the merch.
Balls is a Ching Chong spy. Okay, C-bombing was a government job. Pasta Fence and C9 are real.
All right, bro.
Merry Christmas. Christ our King reigns. I love you all.
This is horrifying.
Tim Balls is a Chinese commie cuck.
Dude, I woke up and that's what I saw from Old Star, and I was like, all right, man. That is horrifying. Okay, guys, Discord link is in the description. Make sure to check out the merch. It'd be so cool if we could sell some of that. I think I'm too old to get on Discord. Hey, you can email me if that works still. We'll take any method. Hey, Paul, thank you for becoming a member for 3 months, Chad. Horrifying Keck, it's based. For real. All right, guys, thank you for watching. We're gonna have to make Paul, if you want it, man, we'll make you limited edition merch, dude. We'll make a Paul Scooper of Coop edition merch. A Scooper of Coop Paul edition merch. All right, guys, it's getting late. I gotta head out because the whole family's asleep where I'm at. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. It's been great. Thank you guys for donating. Thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you for a quick chat. We'll continue on this more, especially when I have better internet. And like I said, I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.